Okay, before we start this for Chapter 10, make sure you have the study guide, and also I send you some notes for the video presentation, so make sure you have all that with you so we can go through it together. The first thing is Bob Company acquired land at a cost of $100,000. Cost of clearing, draining, and filling the land is $10,000. So let's go ahead and look at what we're going to debit to land. And this, along with the next item together, will help you with homework problem number 3. But we're going to debit the cash price of the property. I'll just call it cash price, $100,000. And we are going to debit for the clearing, draining, and the filling land. So that's $10,000. And how can I, clearing, draining, filling. Okay, the next thing we have is real estate broker's commission. We have broker's commission, and that is $3,000. We're going to include that. So all of this would have been debited to land, right? We're including all of that in land. So what about the cost of landscaping on the property, which was $1,000, and the paving the parking lot for $5,000? Those are not going to be debited to the land account. They're going to be debited to land improvements, just so you realize that for the homework. So our cost of the land is $113,000. Next, we're going to look at Bob purchases a truck. Now, you might want to keep this in mind when you do eventually get the final. You might see something similar to this. It might have a few things different, but it might be very similar when you're working on that. But Bob purchases a truck for $20,000. So let's look at the cost of the truck. So we're going to have our purchase price or cash price, $20,000. We have sales taxes of $2,000. That is definitely included in the price of the truck. We next have painting and lettering. Okay. Painting and lettering, which is probably where he's probably putting his emblem or his name on the truck. So we're going to go ahead, include that cost. It's $1,000. Safety testing. I'm going to include that. Safety testing. And that's $200. So the cost of the truck is going to be $23,000. $23,200. So that's our cost of the truck. In the homework, you'll see things, instead of truck, it'll also say machinery or factory machinery. Of course, you would debit, it might be similar transactions, you would debit machinery or factory machinery for the various prices. But all these prices are considered, of course, in calculating our cost. So, let's look, I'm sorry, back here I also asked for how will the transaction be recorded for the land. And we would go ahead and debit land for the $113. And assuming we paid cash, we'll assume we paid cash, we would credit cash for the $113. Okay, so this is basically, pay particular attention to the truck information. Again, you may see it on a test or a final at some point, something similar, just so you know what is or isn't included. The one thing we did not include, if you noticed, was the $600 for 1 year of insurance for the truck. That would have been a debit to prepaid insurance, right? That wouldn't be part of the cost of the truck. I think that is it. Oh, and I'm sorry, also the license. The license would have just been a license expense for $100. Again, not the cost of the truck. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will move on.